Alright guys, even though it's still technically fall, this marks the first official significant snowfall of this year, of the season. And so, yeah, I don't really feel like it's fall anymore. It's okay. I like the winter. I like the winter in small doses, but it's cool. Hello Sebbies, I do hope this video finds you all in a warm and happy and cozy state on this Sunday. I think it's December 11th, 2016. So today I just wanted to talk about Buildup and Locs, and I want to talk about it in two ways. First, I want to talk about it as, like why it happens or what causes buildup in Locs. And then secondly, I want to really get to the origin of why so many people are actually guilty of getting buildup in their Locs. So for the first one, first of all, Locs are different than loose natural hair, right? You can certainly, sounds like there's a plane flying over me, even though I can't see it. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys see that? Yeah, I couldn't see it either. Okay, so Locs are different than, loose natural hair. So while you can put a lot of things in loose natural hair and wash it out with ease, the same cannot necessarily be done with Locs. Locs are, as you guys know, matted, entangled hair, right? So through the aid of water, you can get things into Locs, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to get it out. And so you really have to be careful about what you actually put into your Locs, because you might be able to get it in, but you won't necessarily be able to get it out. And then it's called buildup because it's building up with time, right? You wash your hair so many times over the course of a year. You may use conditioner so many times over the course of a year. You may put certain products in your hair so many times over the course of a year. And you're rinsing thoroughly, or you think you are, but just imagine that every time you rinse, say you saturate your Locs so they have 100% of this product in, but then you do this thorough rinse and still there's 8% left of the product in your hair. If you do that 5 times, that's 40% of product in your hair. You know what I'm saying? It's building up. Now, it may not necessarily be linear like that, right? But the point is that you're putting things in your Locs that can't be washed out with ease, and as a result get stuck in your hair. And eventually those products make themselves known, whether it's this hardness, whether it's the Loc feeling super hard, not just a hardness from the Loc being mature, but there's something in the center of my Loc type of hardness. Let me see if I can turn. Alright, I think this position is a little bit better. Anyway, whether there's a hardness, right, in the center of your Locs, or whether it's making itself known by the fact that it's finally reaching the surface of your Loc, or after you do an ACV rinse, that combination, that mixture has loosened it up enough from the center of your Loc that it makes its way to the surface and leaves a white film on the exterior of your Locs. I mean, there are different ways that you get to see that this buildup is there. So it's a problem for sure, and as I'm sure you guys have heard, because pretty much every Locker on YouTube is now cautioning against the use of too many products for fear of developing buildup, you know that you have to be careful about it. You know it's a real concern for us Lockers. Now let's get to the deeper part of this, right? The origin, why we get buildup, or why people with Locs are prone to getting buildup. I personally think it's because we have, or many of us, especially the women, they have the mentality that, you you have to be doing stuff to your hair, right? See guys, this is why I record in my bathroom. You guys may laugh at me, he's in this bathroom, but look, I have nice lighting. I don't have snow. I don't have snow, you know, flying in my face, getting in my eyes. I'm not cold. I don't see my breath when I speak. It's just warm, it's cozy. I don't have to worry about the sound of the wind, you know, blocking out my audio. Yeah, so I needed to relocate because it was a little colder than expected. The precipitation was a little heavier than expected, so I'm back in my safe haven. And yeah, I want to really break this second part down for you now, so let's do it. Okay, so basically what I was trying to say as my brain was freezing and I couldn't think of the next word or words was that, okay, it's a big topic and it could be kind of a controversial topic. I know, that's what I do, right? But it's important to be able to talk about things. I think a lot of women and women of minority, they are used to having to do a lot to their hair, right? A lot goes into having this like long, beautiful, flowing hair. And because our hair is different, you know, it requires different practices, different tools that need to be employed to get healthy hair, or at least that's what a lot of people believe. So, you know, constantly greasing the scalps and, you know, doing conditioners, deep conditioners, hot oil treatments. I mean, I could go on, right? Steamers and all this stuff, right? And so a lot of women, they take that approach, that mindset, that perspective into their lock journey with them, where it's like, okay, I must do this, do that, do this, repeat this, you know, establish this routine and keep doing it, you know. But our locks are different, right, than loose natural hair. And because of, you know, the problem with buildup, you can't be that proactive in a way with your hair. Like, it's kind of like the reverse. You kind of need to like do less. You kind of need to like let go of many of those practices. You need to understand and remember that one of the reasons why you started locking for many women is that you didn't want to have to go through all that maintenance and stuff. And yeah, locks, it has its own set of, you know, maintenance if you have maintained locks, but I think in comparison to, you know, loose, when you have loose natural hair, it's a lot less maintenance, or it can be. Of course, anybody can make as much maintenance for themselves as they want, and many people do. Excuse me, and many people do, but yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, I'm a dude, and I remember the things, I mean, I like variety, so I would have, like, I would wear a fro one day, then the next day, you know, I would have cornrows, and the next day I would have, I put in 2-strand twists, and I would wear the 2-strand twist out, and then I might have my mom to put in, she might put in comb coils for me, and then the next day I would, you know, I would pat the big fro way down so it looked like I got a haircut, and all of my friends, a lot of my non-black friends, and even some of my black friends would be like, "Oh, dude, you cut your hair?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't cut it." And then, you know, grab a piece that's like a half an inch long and like stretch it all the way out, and they would be amazed. I used to love the look on their faces when they're, "How does your hair do that? That is so cool," you know. But yeah, it definitely, I mean, there is a lot of maintenance that goes into that, you know, and that goes into making sure your hair doesn't get dry, doesn't get brittle, and doesn't break off as a result. But I think we need to like reevaluate our approach when we have locks. Like, a lot of those methods that are employed are not necessary, are unnecessary when you have locks, right? You don't need to do all that. And I mean, with me, like, I adopt mainly like a very like low maintenance regimen. You know, I retwist with water and maybe a few drops of peppermint oil. You guys recently saw like what I do to moisturize my locks. You know, maybe 2 or 3 times a week when it's cold, and then when it's warmer out, even less than that, less frequently. So I don't do much. Also, some of the oils that we put in our head, you know, they are, especially if you heat them up, they're liquid, right, at a hotter temperature. But then when they cool, they solidify. And so that's another way that you can get buildup, you know. You put it on there and maybe it was warm, maybe you did it from a hot oil treatment and it got into your locks and it's fine, it's not visible, you don't see any white substance. But then as the temperature, you know, becomes room temperature, then it solidifies and it solidifies in the lock. And so there's just so many different ways you can get buildup, and that's why it's just so utterly important that like you kind of adopt the less is more, you know, that slogan. I think that's so true and so profound, and we hear it a lot and it's almost cliche at this point, but there's a lot of truth to it. All that extra is just unnecessary, and I think that's why we get a lot of buildup. And then some of you guys might be thinking, well, what about the dudes? Because I was going to say the guys, you know, we enter the lock game. A lot of us don't really, I mean, I'm an exception, but we don't really do much to our hair, you know. We have other people like cut it and, you know, fade it up. And I mean, you have people that do the texturizers and all that. But you know what I mean? Like, guys, I feel like they go into it normally adopting a less proactive approach to their hair, you know. Their proactiveness is seen by going to the barber, right? And then getting that crispy like line up and fade every week or whatever. That's like their proactiveness, but not by like putting products in. But you might be thinking, well, guys get built up too, and I would say that's probably because of the locticians that they go to using all these heavy products, you know, that don't rinse out easily. So yeah, I think it's a very real issue. I think it's very kind of complicated. I mean, when you dig into like the origin and the real reason behind why we get built up. But I also think it's a very simple fix. We just need to stop feeling like we need to always be doing something with our hair to get it to grow. You know, like it just doesn't take all that. It just doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And I, you know, especially earlier in my journey, I was definitely guilty of that. Like, I need to be doing something in my hair to make, you know. But no, I don't. I just need to do what I do that minimum amount, and then go on and look at my locks like they're doing well, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, I'm all warm now. I can think again. I don't see my breath. My hands have thawed out. Pretty much all the snow except from on the top has melted. So yeah, I'm happy again. I'm going to go get some coffee so I can really warm up and yeah, get this uploaded for you guys. So please learn to love unconditionally, because loving with conditions conditions the heart to not really love at all. So Betray You is out.